So I've always had this rule when talking to girls, right, that you're not allowed to mention cricket unless there's been at least 12 seconds of silence beforehand, right, because you've got to have something to talk about. So this day, it was 4 or 5 years ago, at the end of church, I was chatting to this group of like a bunch of girls, and there'd been 12 seconds of silence. So, you know, to fill the space, I said, did anyone see the cricket? Now this was the day, right, that Chris Gale, the great West Indian batsman, had scored the biggest ever 2020 total in an Indian Premier League match. He'd scored 175 runs, it was unbelievable, most sixes in an innings, biggest score ever made by the Royal Challengers Bangalore. It was sensational, it was what everyone was talking about, and I felt certain that these girls were going to offer a stimulating and intriguing discussion about the cricket that we'd all seen. Instead what happened was, they all looked bemused and there was more silence. Until finally, this one girl, Ruth, spoke up, and she said, "No, I haven't seen the cricket because I'm not a 50-year-old man." Now, obviously that was a pretty savage thing to say, but it got me thinking, because obviously cricket is an incredibly beautiful game, but then here too was Ruth, who was also very beautiful, and it got me thinking, which is better, cricket or Ruth? And so I wrote this song that you're about to hear. I should say there's lots of little cricket references in there, which if I was a really good comedian, they'd be like really seamless and you'd notice that they were there and go, oh yeah, that's really clever. But because I'm not, what I'm going to do is every time I make a clever cricket reference, I'm going to like stare knowingly at the camera, or sometimes just shout about how incredibly clever it was. So this is a song called Cricket versus Ruth. Ruth, 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 what exquisiteness is yours? Your face so like an angel's and your eyes are like doors to a world of golden sunshine and of radiant azure skies. There's a twinkle in your smile to match the twinkle in your eyes. There's no two ways about it, Ruth, you know you're a stunner. A guy like me could write 100 songs in your honor, but there's one thing that makes you like a 9, not a 10. You think that cricket's only for really old men. Ruth, you know it's you that's bowled me over like a pin. You've hit me for 6, you got my head in a spin. With a bat of your eyelids you sweep me away. But I can't see why you don't enjoy cricket like me. Can't you see that 2 batsmen, a bowler and 10 fielders have more beauty in their essence than Botticelli's Venus? Don't you think the scoreboard with its ever-climbing tallies has more grandeur than the very greatest of Nijinsky's ballets? Well, cricket, it's the way you sway and fro through the innings, how you thunder to a climax from your simple small beginnings. I could slip into a haze at the sheer tranquility. You're missing the point if you think this is silly. Point and silly about positions in cricket, so that was really clever. Beneath the golden sunshine and the radiant azure skies, I know a little more exquisite than a string of cover drives, cheeky run-outs and controversial LBWs. Oh, cricket, you give me so many reasons to love ya. I'm transported by the grace of your willow and well-wielded, the poignancy of cover sweeps being excellently fielded, the purity and candour of the whites that you wear, and the grass stains that show dedication, passion, pride and flair. Cricket, you're a paragon of excellence and virtue. If all the world collapsed, you know I never would desert you. I might as well say it, I know it's the truth. I find you more beautiful even than Ruth.